What are you skulking about for? We don't like strangers sniffing around the Quit being nosy, or you'll lose the one you got. One swipe of the dagger. Oh, so the crazy maiden sent you. We had names for people like her back in Apatir. Mad crones, witches. It's best not to listen to her. I have a pendant, but only because she gave it to me. And I'm not giving it to you or anybody else. Oh, fine, I was only playing with you. It's my job. I've got to keep the profits safe, that's all. I don't have the damn thing. Sold it to Drammel for a pretty penny. Good luck getting it back for cheap. Whatever.
Behave.
It's good to see you today. I've got a good selection. A little old, a little new. Oh, you'd be surprised how much I pick up from people simply passing through. Oh, I certainly did. It's something peculiar, like its owner, you could say. I have a feeling it'll bring me... Why? Interested in making a deal? Veiled threats? Oh, that's no way to do business, my friend. We could do better than that. Goodbye. You seem like someone who can't find what they need. Fair enough. Let's bargain. I'll gladly take an offer, but only if it's in my best, which this certainly is. Goodbye.
Welcome to Revival.
I never doubted you. Our meeting is providence indeed. Thank you, Fateless One. Do you see how the gem glows? How the pendant thrums with power? We shall meet again, whether in Revival or elsewhere. Our fates... You will be back.
What are you doing here? What are you doing back already? I ordered every Oathblade to search for corpses along the ridge. We've been finding pieces as far as the plateau. Do you want to be stripped of your stipend and sent packing? If not, you'd better quit with the shirking and rejoin your troop. The settlers from last night. You know the ones. Disappeared after dark. Found strewn across the cliffs this morning. Not exactly what you want to wake up to, am I right? Oh, so you think you're special, do you? I ought to... Wait a minute. You're not one of my regulars? Oh, Mitharu's beard, I apologize. I got a bit overzealous, I'm afraid. Things have been a bit tense in the camp, what with those damned Mitharans keeping their gates locked tight. These settlers have been holed up out here for weeks. Scared, restless. And then the attack started. The Niskaru frenzies. It started as a single tent, and now it's a city unto itself. They call it Revival because the people here are hoping for a new start. Most are settlers hoping to find a new life beyond the gates. Others are veterans of the war, broken souls looking for a bit of peace. They hired our Oathblades to keep them safe. Let's just say it was a much bigger job than we anticipated. My teachers always said they were a myth, ancestors of the All-Main. But they're no myth. They live right here in these mountains, tucked away like a cat in a drawer. They don't take too kindly to outsiders, though. Closed the gates to their city as soon as they saw us coming. Well, that's what we call them anyway. Whole packs of the things. Agitated in a kind of bloodlust we've never seen before. It's all the chaos magic in the air. Some fool in the city thinks he's Telogris, and he's been working his followers into a froth. Telogris, the Chaos King, God of Unrest, Lord of Entropy. Please. What we need is less of the Chaos spectacle and more hands hunting these Niskaru. That's how we make camp safe again. Who, that nutbat calling himself Telogris? Oh, sure. He soars past on his fancy lizard every few days, checks things out. He and his little cult spend most of their time behind the city walls plotting. Agarth? No. Can't say that I know that name. Of course, we get hundreds of settlers and travelers through here now that the path's been cleared. Fancy yourself an Niskaru hunter, do you? Well, I won't turn you down. I can even offer you a bit of gold for your trouble. If you survive. I was just readying a mission into the caves. The Freehold's a favorite den of the Niskaru. It's up the cliffs a ways. You can tag along if you like, but try not to get in my way. Hey there. Careful up ahead. Take That's close. Preordained all the way up here. I don't understand, and I don't like it. Something strange about all this. Do you recognize those markings? Chaos worshippers. We should take a look around. I don't need a book to tell me what's going on. The Preordained are using chaos magic to summon Niskaru. We need to search the Freehold for any more of those cultists, and oust them. Blimey, Thorough, where did that come from? Niskaru will keep coming until we close the rift. Well done. Hopefully that'll keep that at bay. At least for a while. Looks like you have to slay all the Niskaru before trying to close those rifts. Move fast or risk getting overrun. I've got a bad feeling that the preordained have gotten into the freehold somehow, even with the guards. Come on!
Come to Proklataya.
Take this! That's close. That's close.
Come to Telogris. Come to Telogris.
That was close. That was close. That was close. There's a rift around here somewhere. I'm certain of it. I figured it out. You've got to kill all the Niskaru before closing the rift. There's a rift around here somewhere. I'm certain of it. Find the rift and close it. Hurry! What did you say your name was again? I've never seen fighting like that. And I've seen my fair share. 20 years in the Warsworn, but nothing even comes close. I'd have been a goner if not for you. This place, it's not just a ruin. Not anymore. It's been corrupted by something darker. This isn't just about Niskaru. I recognize some of these bodies. They're settlers who disappeared from camp. And they weren't killed by monsters. These are sacrifices. Chaos magic by the markings. I'd say this was part of some ritual. Perhaps it was used to summon the Niskaru. There have been rumors of a chaos death cult in this region, but I have yet to see any hard proof of it. Until now. Over the last few weeks, alone or in pairs, their people didn't even seem to raise a fuss about it. It looks like they've been made offerings, but to what? To Logris? I don't want to believe it, but this scene suggests something very deliberate. Niskaru don't kill like this. This may be the work of Chaos fanatics, of the followers of Telogris. They'll do anything to seek his favor. Now, take this with some skepticism, but there are stories of a chaos cult operating in these mountains. Devout disciples of Telogris. They call themselves the Preordained, some reference to their destinies as mercenaries and killers. They have the whole region on edge. I can only guess at what madness leads people down such a path. But the Preordained, and even some of the settlers, believe that fate binds us, traps us. They believe in Telogris' mad dream of destroying destiny, for everyone. They're willing to sacrifice a small number of people for the greater good, to weaken the web holding us all together. It's all a bit grand in scale for a lowly warsworn like me. Yes, you do. From what I've seen, you're the only one with a reasonable chance to stop what's happening. I lied before, and I'm not proud of it. I have seen Agarth the Fate Weaver. He came through camp several days ago. I didn't know if I could trust you. Out here, you never know whom you can trust. If you can get beyond the walls, try the village, Gale Crossing. You'd want to stop there for resupply before heading into the mountains. Hi. Keeping people safe in Mithros is no easy task, but we do. Hey.
Get your permit.
Hey, stranger.
You actually found it. Should I be concerned that wood is stolen? Are the Warsworn... Well done! You are someone who can deliver, which is more than I can say for most of the... I'll play with your friend, but I may not like it. Okay.
Out of my way.
Welcome to the West Road. What a gift. I couldn't have asked for better collaborators. And honestly, I can't believe you convinced Cero to join us. He's famously private, a true virtuoso. Thank you. I expect to see you at our performances. You're our biggest fan. I was born in Canarok, but I ran away when I was very young. My mother was quite oppressive. I spent most of the Crystal War in Felltown, in the Gardens of Issa. Yes, it does exist. If ever you're given the opportunity to visit, take it. Little is known of the great Matharan culture. However, we've discovered that their language and music, being from Canarok, I'm used to small town. That wouldn't be an issue if I trusted the warden. Goodbye.
You again?
Welcome to hell.
Mithros isn't what I expected. Much more chaos and blood. Goodbye. Aye. Mithros isn't what I expected. Much more chaos. Goodbye.
Listen to this bull. Can you believe this guy? I've seen a lot of false prophets in my time, but this one's in a class of his own. Calls himself... I have a feeling it's an act. I've got a sense for these sorts of things. Ever since he and his brood arrived in camp, they've been stirring up trouble. Nothing criminal, but a hair's breadth. What else can you expect from chaos worshippers? They see themselves as resistance, but I'm worried there's more to it. At least with Augur and his deputies. They like having all this power. Predictably, he won't say much about his past. We did our best to run down some leads, but they turned up nothing. He preaches chaos hope, but I think he's a common crook under all that bluster. Most prophets usually are. The people here love him, though. He promises to cut them free from the hardship. What's not to like about that? I'm smart enough to take help where I can get it. The war talked to Katerina Hoffman over at the camp warehouse. She's the quartermaster, and she's had a lot. Tell her Kirby sent you, and she'll know you're trustworthy. I'm one of the only war-sworn in this expedition who actually comes from Mithras. But it's gonna be tough with all the troubled souls moving in through the pass. Watch for trouble.
We haven't met. I'm Boldo Bergman. It's nice to see a new face in camp, though I'd be remiss if I didn't warn you. Revival's wonderful, but we have our fair share of trouble. Most recently, a series of kidnappings, including my daughter. I'm a representative for the families of the taken. I speak for those who've been affected by the abductions. We don't know. The preordained prey on the zeal of their recruits. They don't need to kidnap them. And we don't see much of the Red Legion of the Freemen this far west. As far as we know, it could be anyone. Most of us are merchants, craftsmen, or farmers. We don't have the skills for a posse, and the Warsworn are stretched too thin. We don't know what to do next. Very few. But all the missing settlers had one thing in common. They went searching for firewood in northwestern forests. It's a treacherous area, dense, rocky ground, some caves. Watch your step and keep your eyes open. Interesting. I've been wondering whether they're bringing a hired sword. I assumed the Warsworn would be interested in the extra coin, but they had their hands full with the Niskaru. If you're willing, we'd gladly take you up on the offer. We can't offer much, but we'll do our best to make it worth your while. Almost all the abductions took place in the north of camp, near the western woods. Goodbye, my friend.
Logris is coming.
Okay, don't hurt me. I'm only minding my own business. You're the one who Sorry, I'm a little twitchy. Time in Revival hasn't exactly been... So what if I love talking about the hero of Melsenshire or the Fateless One, as some people prefer? That's no reason to pick on me. Just some creeps who are frustrated with our lack of progress. They can't get past the gates, so they take out their anger on me. It's not fair, but what can I do? I'm a rancher, not a soldier. I raise sheep. My closest friends are rabbits. I bet nobody bothers you. Too big, too imposing. If only I had your muscle. Or the hero of Melsenshire. If only that were true. They'd have no choice but to leave me alone. You're a funny one. I didn't expect jokes, but I appreciate the attempt at humor. But let's be serious. If you're willing to confront these bullies, it would change everything. Dink probably wouldn't even want to fight. He's a braggart, but a coward at heart. You wouldn't need to hurt anybody. No weapons even. All that's needed is for these bullies to see that I'm not alone. That they can't simply terrorize anybody they want. If we don't stop them now, who will they come after next? The first one you should talk to is Dink. He's a disgraced soldier who gets off on pestering. You've got this!
It has been mere hours since the pass was cleared and the soldiers retreated, but already the hopeful crowd near the gates praying for deliverance. If what I believe comes to pass, none of these wretches will survive the week. They call it revival. It is anything but. Preordained activity has increased tenfold. They are brash and overconfident, but their ranks swell with the disenchanted. More will come, and with them our present path will diminish. It is good you sent me.
Help! Thank the gods. I trusted in Lyria, and she has delivered me. My name is Maisie Calhoun. I've been missing for weeks, moved from place to place. They snatch us from our tents and keep us captive until the auctions. Then they sell us as labourers to the highest bidder. Farewell. It's good to see you again. I owe you so much. If only I'd had my ring. None of this ever would have happened. Maisie's luck never failed me. Oh, well, it may sound silly to you, but I've always worn a ring given to me by my grandmother. Everyone in the village claimed she was a witch, but I never put much thought to it. Still, I lost it when the kidnappers took me. I flung it from the cage, hoping someone would happen upon it. Little good it did. You wouldn't think of it to look at me, but I was once a woman of status. My family has done well for itself. If you manage to locate Maisie's luck, I will reward you well. You have... That would be lovely, but I have no expectations. Chaos reigns in myth. Kidnappers, preordained, Niskaru. It's almost too much to bear. I'm a junker by trade, but I've been known to apprentice novice merchants. Settlers in these parts have a need for an honest trader, and I'm eager to pass along my expert. Bless you.
Watch your step. You've got to keep an eye on these trees. They'll grab you. And if it's not the trees, it's the shrubs, prickly bastards. Can't be too... That's why I'm going to burn this whole grove to the ground. The curse, of course. Didn't you notice my attire? I'm a druid. This is what I was just passing through, from Dalentarth to Eddervale, when I heard about the disappearances in the grove. Sounds like a wild fae problem to me. They hate it when mortals tread too far into their natural spaces, and they fight back. Someone has to do something. I'm thinking fire. For decades, this mountain pass lay blocked and empty. Now, it's overrun with settlers cutting down trees, picking fruit, tipping the balance. One day they'd had enough. One curse is all it takes. Now the grove is cutting down people instead of the other way round. You and me both. But don't tell the other druid. You must burn the offending flora to the root. The curse will vanish, only with the utter destruction. I doubt we can rescue those whom the possessed plants devoured. But we can prevent further tragedies. It's up to you now. Remove the curse. you weren't joking. You do enjoy fire. A little too much, if you ask me. Regardless of how it looks, you've done a good thing. Cursed flora ends up as a problem for everyone. Especially, we can all breathe a little easier. I'm going to linger here for a while. Make sure the solution takes. Thanks again, Fireball. That's my name for you now. You have my respect.
Vagabonds demand a treat.